it's Sherry here with Hecate's Needle. Welcome to my craft room. Today's probably going to be a little shorter video. I didn't get a lot of stitching done. I did get some, but not a lot. Just lots of things going on the last couple weeks, but we'll get into that. So today we have mostly cross stitch, a little bit of sewing, not a lot, and a little bit of life. So let's get started. All right, cross stitch. Now, cross stitch, I did have two finishes. I had two starts and a finish and a fully finished. Now, they weren't all on the same thing. But we'll start with the fully finished item. I got a frame for my lemon study, and I love it. I love how this turned out. I am so looking forward to starting the next one, and we'll get into that before we end today. But I love it. I love it. So it is ready to go on my kitchen wall. That was the only full finish. Now I did get two starts. The first one, I started my daughter's Christmas stitch, and it was the little Mario bookmark. And here it is. And it is finished. I mean, obviously, it didn't take long. It's not very big. Now, I did this on a scrap of fabric left over from my bee mandala. And this is from Witch's Garden Crafts. It is a 14 count Aida in the colorway Frosty. But I just thought, that's perfect. That looks like the sky on Super Mario Bros. So, really like how that turned out. It was a quick, easy stitch. I stitched it in an afternoon. And I'm not going to turn this into a bookmark, though. I am going to turn it into like a little wall plaque so that she can hang it with her baby Mario from last year. But anyway, so there's a start and a finish. So that one was done. Now this was done from a chart done by Dork Stitch on Etsy. And they just have lots of little like gaming themed projects. Now, the next new start I had was one that my husband got to choose from the cup, our little mystical magical cup of projects. And believe me when I tell you, my cup overfloweth. But he chose this one from the cup. I like it. Okay. It would help if I could find the pattern. I know it's in here. I put it in here. There it is. Yay! Now this was a mystery kit that he had gotten me, I want to say last Christmas, from Forbidden Fiber Co. And it periodically throughout the year they post mystery kits on their website for certain themes, and this one was sunflowers. Well, he knows sunflowers are my favorite wildflower. So this was the pattern. It's I'll be where the sunflowers bloom, or sunflowers are, but it's a cute little sampler. I don't mind samplers this big, okay? I am not going to do a big, huge historic reproduction sampler, but I don't mind something like this. And I do love sunflowers. So this is perfect, and it is an original design by Leanne from Forbidden Fiber Co. And the kit came with everything you needed. It came with a bag. A pretty bag, but not really what I would call a project bag. But it is a pretty bag. So it came with the bag. It came with the pattern. It came with the fabric, and it came with the floss. Now, I've put it in my Halloween bag because because that was just the empty bag I had on top of the stack. But the fabric that came with it is this pretty blue. It is a 16 count Aida, and it is in the color Babbling Brook. So very pretty blue color. And then it came with all of the floss. You can tell which colors I've used already. But it came with 2 of Obsidian, 1 dark walnut, 1 sage, 1 jingle bells, 1 serendipity, 1 magnolia, 1 russet, 1 envy, and 1 pumpkin spice. So it comes with all the floss you need. And of course, they're hand-dyed fabrics and floss. And then it also came with a needle minder. I'm not using this needle minder. The magnets on this needle minder are not great. It keeps falling off the project. Plus it has a button on the back of it. I'm not sure why they do that. I guess to make it easier to pull apart, but the magnets don't really stick that well anyway, so it's not that hard to pull it apart. Obviously, it keeps falling off my fabric, and the needle doesn't stick to it. And with this button on the back, this button keeps getting stuck on things because things will get between it and the sunflower, and it'll just rip the magnet right off the back. So I'm not using this. I mean, it is cute, but I'm not using it. I may put more powerful magnets on it and try and use it later. I don't know, but I'm not using it this time. But that being said, I got started, and this is what I've done thus far. It's a decent start. I did 1,247 stitches, and that puts it at 17% done. So, very nice. If you want block stitching, this is the one for you, which is fine. I don't mind block stitching. Now the pattern is 149 stitches wide by 103 stitches tall, so it's not huge. It's just mid-size. It won't take me long to finish it, really, I don't think. But I started that one, and that is what my husband chose from our Mystical Magical Cup of projects. So that was my other new start. Now, progress. I've only worked on one other project. I mean, other than the bookmark and the sunflowers, I have worked on one other project, and it is being housed in this, and as you can see, it is my Treasure Island by Al Forrest Embroidery. When it is finished, it will look like that. So let me pull it out. Now this one was a stitch along last year by Al Forrest Embroidery. I did not do it as a stitch along because I started it midway through the year, so I had no interest in keeping up with a stitch along. But that being said, here it is. I got finished these two guys. Yes, I'm still trying to finish all the guys. I did these two. We've got him with his little fish bones and him with his little anchor. But there it is. As I said, I'm doing all around the border because this area in the middle I think is going to be lots of fun to stitch because it's the actual treasure map. And it's where the sea creatures and things of that nature are, instead of just guys. Now, this one is being stitched on a 16 count Aida, and it has been tea dyed by me. I just wanted to give it an aged parchment kind of look, and so I just tea dyed it. Now, I have an itchy nose. Okay, I may not be able. I might sneeze. I might not. I put in 1,591 stitches on this one. And you can see where I continued down the border. That's where I was just finishing my threads. I don't like parking threads. I don't like having threads hanging off of my projects when I put them away. But there it is. I put in 1,591 stitches this time, as I said, and it is currently at 42%. So we're getting up to that halfway mark. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. But there's that one. I don't mind stitching it. I really don't. I enjoy it. I hate stitching people. I don't really enjoy stitching people. That's why it's like another guy. Oh my God, 2 more guys. But now that those 2 guys are done, now it's starting to do the sea creatures around the inside where the map goes. So that'll be fun. Sea creatures I like. And that's all I've worked on. Shameful, I know. But there are reasons. Now, plans. I do have plans. Since I finished my lemon for the kitchen, I will be starting, once I finish probably one more project, because I don't really count the Christmas stitching, like the bookmark. And then my husband's sushi cat. I want to start another of the Fruit Garden series by Yasmin's Maple Club. Like I said, there are 10 of them in the series, and I want to do all of them. Now I've done the lemon. The next one I want to do is the pomegranate. Fruit of the gods. So, to that end, I've already got it kitted up and ready to go. Now, I am going to do this one, and it's in my little watermelon bag. I have a 14 count Aida. It's one of my scraps. It is in the color Celadon, or Moss Celadon. It's just like a light sage green. And this is the color Thread. And it is Orchard by Forbidden Fiber Co. I like the contrast of the deep ruby red against the light sage green. So I think it'll be lovely. Now, as I said, I plan to start this one within the next month or 2, once my life goes back to normal. So that's a thing. That will be coming up. Yeah, it would help if I put it in here. Okay, y'all, it's been a couple weeks. My mind is not necessarily working well. But anyway. So, those are my plans. Like I said, I want to finish my husband's Christmas stitch. I already have the frame for it, so I just have to finish stitching it, and then I can get it framed up and I can put it away for Christmas. I do have some haul. I do have a little bit of haul. Not a lot. Don't get excited. For my daughter's Christmas stitch, I did go get just a little plain wooden plaque. I am going to paint it and then mount her little Mario on it. I'll paint it, I'll decorate it, the whole bit. But that's what I got this for, is for her little Mario stitch. The next thing I got was this. It's just a weathered wooden hanging, regularly $10, on sale for $2, like $2.50, $2.49. So I got this, and I got this specifically for my hose. I'm gonna mount my hose on it for Christmas. So I got that. Now I'm not gonna paint this or anything. I just have to mount it and decorate it. So that's what I got this for. That's my haul. Like I said, not much. It's a thing. So that's what I've done. Those are my plans. Like I said, this next week or so, I will be mounting both of those and getting them completely finished. And then I will be starting my pomegranates. So that's it for cross stitch. Sewing. I've done no sewing. Now don't get me wrong. I need to do some sewing, but I haven't done any sewing. I do have the top for my table runner that I did. What I did was I finally went and got some batting. I got the batting for it, so now I can sandwich it and the backing, quilt it, and then put the binding around it. I've already got the binding cut and ready. I just have to sit down and do it. I do have some haul for sewing. Annie's Attic had a sale that I couldn't resist. Now these are quilting panels, but that's not what I'm going to use them for. I am going to use them for project bags, because do I need more project bags? Well, no, I don't. Am I going to make more project bags? Yes, I am. Because that's how it works, right? If I can open it, not sure I'm smart enough. Okay, there we go. Now the first one I got was just too cute to pass up. And these will be larger project bags, but I need some bigger ones for the full coverage projects that I have coming up. So I'm okay with a little bigger panels. But we got some Halloween ones. We've got the little ghosty. We have the little pumpkins. We've got the little candy pumpkin. And then we have the little haunted house. And I like that there's the little border of skulls, which I will also cut and I don't know, turn it into something. I'll use it for something. You can always use a little strip like that for something. But I got that panel because it was just too cute. And like I said, I do need some bigger project bags because I do have quite a few large full coverage projects coming up, and I would like to have bigger project bags for those. And many of them are suitable for Halloween, because of course they are. Now this next one, again, these are bigger panels, so they will probably be bigger bags. And I may even turn these into like a project bag for crochet. But they're little hummingbirds. And, you know, they may end up being tote bags instead. I haven't decided. It's going to be a bag of some sort. But they were just so pretty. I love the colors. The colors are beautiful. But I really, really like those. And believe me, I do need some bags for crochet. Oh, it would help if it wasn't upside down, wouldn't it? There we go. And then the last one is, of all things, a sunflower, which I love. It's very pretty. I love it. So I got those. And as I said, they will probably be bags for crochet projects. Because thus far, I've been making amigurumi because I'm learning. But I did get some pattern, kits. They weren't kits that were created. I created the kits, but I do have a couple of patterns for some tops, some like tank tops, kitted up. But right now I have them sitting in boxes. So I did want to make a couple of bags that I could put my crochet projects in. And then this next one is also panels. It's the third one. And again, these are panels that will likely end up being tote bags. That's what I had in mind. They're bigger, but they are so beautiful. That is so beautiful. There's that one. And then there's that one, which again is just lovely. And then we have that one of the Eiffel Tower. And then my favorite, this one, which is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So again, this panel I picked specifically to do like some tote bags. So I did get those. As far as crochet goes, I have done no crocheting, but there's a reason. My husband, on the other hand, he has done a little orca. Which is just too cute. I think he did a wonderful job on it. It's so cute. I like that it's just a short, fat little guy. But he did the orca. Okay, so that's it for sewing. Now, plans, I'm going to finish my table runner, although it'll probably be a haul runner because it's 4 feet long. Who has a table that long? I don't even have a countertop that long. So, who knows? I may end up just putting it in the hallway because we don't have any rugs or anything. So, I probably use it for that. But I'm going to finish that. I'm going to get these cut out and ready to go. And then I'm going to start sewing some garments that I have cut out. So that's sewing. All right, life is going. Now, I have not been able to do a lot of the things I wanted and planned to do the last couple weeks. Now, I did get sent to the dermatologist because I have a cyst on my finger and it's right in the joint. Now, the doctor sent me to the dermatologist for it. The dermatologist took one look at it and said, "That's not mine. I don't do that. That's in your joint. You have to go see the orthopedic surgeon." Well, I already had an appointment for the orthopedic surgeon, which I went to this week. But it was for my foot. Yes, it's for my foot. Because now, if you haven't been here for a while, I have arthritis in both hands and both feet. Now, my foot, I was afraid I've had bone spurs cut out of both of my feet. I was afraid I was getting them again in my left foot, which as it turns out I am, but they're tiny, 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 and they're not the ones causing the pain. What's causing the pain is the fact that I have no cartilage left in the joint. So it's bone on bone. So now the foot person prescribed me a gel to put on it. Hopefully my husband will pick it up on his way home from work today. So I can start using that for the pain. That will help. My hands, I don't see the hand specialist until the beginning of next month, September. But while I was at the dermatologist, they noticed I had a little weird spot on my finger. And it's itchy all the time. And the more you scratch it, the skin there becomes leathery and hard, almost like a callus. And she had given me cream for it, but it didn't go away and it didn't help. So what they did when I went in is they cut a chunk out so they could send it to the lab to see what exactly it is. And so I wasn't able to do anything with this hand because it's right there. Now it's healing now, so it's starting to itch again. Yay. But anyway, since I had a big hole in my finger, I couldn't do as much as I wanted to do. So that's why I didn't get all the things done that I wanted to get done. That, and we have had roofers coming out to the house. Because of course we have. Our roof is fine, it doesn't leak, but it is old. And we live in Hurricane Alley because we are on the Gulf Coast of Alabama. So my husband wants to replace the roof. And so he has had roofers coming out to give estimates. Well, they come out when he's at work, so I deal with them. So I've not been able to get much done. But now we have it all set up. My driveway is full of shingles and stuff, and they are coming tomorrow to do my roof. Yay. So that'll finally be done and over with, and we'll have a brand new roof. So I haven't been able to get as much done as I wanted to. But now that my finger's healed, I can stitch more and I can go back to sewing and doing the things I do. So hopefully I'll make more progress. Now, as far as anything else goes, we've kind of been working in the garden, but it's been so hot and humid that we haven't been able to do a lot. And of course we've been dealing with the roof and my health and my medical stuff because pain is no joke. Arthritis is no joke. And when your hands just hurt all the time, you don't want to do much. And of course, when I'm sewing, I use my foot. So when my feet hurt, that doesn't happen. But you do what you can when you can. It's all right. The only deadlines imposed on me are my own, and they are subject to change on a whim. So that's okay. But otherwise, that's all we've been doing. Oh, we did get living room furniture finally. That's nice. So if I could just get my husband to get his boxes of stuff out of my living room would be done. It may end up that I haul them out to the garage myself and say, I'm done. You want them, go get them. And make sure you put them away when you bring them back in. But that's it. That's all that's been going on here. Today is my son's birthday, so I will be calling him shortly. Wow. He's 34 years old today. Damn, I'm old. Okay. But anyway, so today's his birthday. I will be calling him. Other than that, just the usual life. So that's all I've got for today. Really, as I said, I haven't been able to do a whole lot because pain. It's a struggle. It really is. The struggle is real. But other than that, everything's going fine, and hopefully when I come back in 2 weeks, I have a lot more progress to show you. Hopefully. I know for sure I will have 2 fully finished items to show you because I already got the stuff. So, that's it from me today. I would like to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed. I truly appreciate it. I love you all. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you just kind of pop in to see what's going on, you're welcome to. I'm happy to see you. Everyone is welcome here in my craft room. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you do. I love to read your comments. I will always answer them. Love chatting with you guys, and I will see you in 2 weeks. So have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you later.